G'day, Steve Morgan speaking. Australian Bass Tournament's at the end of a week of awesome barra fishing at the Venom Rods BARRA Australian Open. We spent 2 days at Lake Awoonga, 2 days here at Monduran, and these are the champions. After 4 days of fishing, it came down to 500 grams of fish. Jake and John Schwerin. Jake, that was a close finish, wasn't it?
That was a heart stopper at the end when the other boys got that last fish. I was stressing out big time.
Just in case you didn't follow the scoreboards, Jake got 2 great 55 kilo class limits at Awoonga, but only caught 4 fish a day here at Monduran. Left in the last day with a 20 kilo lead. Someone needed to catch a big fish and a limit to catch you, and what did Tommy Wood do? Caught a metre 9 and a good limit, and needed a near metre fish to win at the end, and got a 95 centimetres with 15 minutes to go. When did you find out about that last fish?
Pretty much when we pulled up at the ramp and they just drove past us and they went in a bay and they got one, and we were just like, oh, I can't believe that. And I don't think they could believe that either. It was pretty wild. And got to the ramp and it hadn't loaded up, and I was sitting around there nervous as hell. Everyone was sitting there nervous as hell, and just by a freckle we got it. So.
John, you were saying that one of your lads you're fishing with in the boat, winning the BARRA Australian Open. The other ones are at home making the business work. Life's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah. It can get better. I'd love to get younger.
You want to go younger instead of older as you go. Yeah. Now, you told us in the final presentations that you're the best net man in this whole joint.
Well, I didn't lose any, I don't think, in the net, so I lost a lot catching.
What's the secret to a good net shot?
I'm trying to talk him into putting it in the right spot.
Oh, isn't he getting it in the right spot?
No, he pulls the fish around and plays them,
Get them straight in. Let's talk about your patterns. You were saying in the presentation that at Lake Awoonga you actually moved around a bit and spot hopped. You didn't commit to a spot. Tell us that tactic and what tackle you used to do it.
So in Wonga we had it pretty sorted with spots and fish. We jumped around a bit. We didn't actually think we'd have a day bite until the day of the comp, and we just went in this little gully and it lit up, and we nearly had our limit both days in the daytime, which was a bonus for us because everything we were catching was after dark. And then once after dark come round, we just kept hitting spots, points, weed beds, and everything was lining up, just moving around and jumping, keeping on fresh fish instead of just sitting on the stale single fish, the same spot. So it worked awesome for us, yeah.
Take us through some of the gear you're using and then how you used it at Monduran. This is the one that you were using at Mondi to get the job done. Take us through the outfit.
Yeah, so this is the Edge Delta rod, 744. I just love it as a plastic rod because it's got that softer tip. It allows them to suck it in a bit, and then it's still got beef back down. Same rod I used last year. It's just my main plastic rod out of all of them. But in Awoonga we were throwing 3 different baits, molluxes, squidgies and squidgy fish, and I think because it's a bit earlier in the season, running everything that bit slow. I mean, that's a 6-to-3 gear ratio, but I'm winding pretty dead slow, and that seemed to be the main thing for us to get the bites, was just keeping it in their face that bit longer, just giving it that little bit, and they'd just suck it in, and it works so well up at Awoonga and even here. Tell
us about the bait and what line of leader you use.
Yeah, so in Monduran, all of our fish was on the Castaic 7-inch with a half ounce. It was just a bit lighter, and these stay up quite a lot with that big paddle. So it was a dead slow wind here as well, just trying to keep it in their faces for that little bit longer than every other bait. They might just decide to nick it instead of if something's going a bit quick. I mean, it can work both ways there, but we found slow. The F4 Torre in the number 3, it's best stuff I've ever used. We had fish hung up for a couple minutes there yesterday and just working around trees, and he comes out, and then I continue to use the same. Didn't retie or nothing, used that same for the rest of the 3 fish that whole session, and it's just tough as nails. And just a bit of 80-pound leader there because these fish are getting big and they know how to chew pretty hard. So we're just running the heaviest stuff we can sort of get on with being reasonable, yeah.
Does Jake give you a couple of shots of the fish? You hook a few up there, or does he snake all the good ones?
I done all right in the Wonga, last night, I worked the pattern out that I was doing just with a slicky, and he didn't nail a fish in the last hour, so I was nailing them all. So.
Were you giving him a bit of lip?
Oh, not really. he had most of one. I upgraded one in Wonga, so that was good.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's good to see two father-son teams in the top two places. You're going to be back next year to defend your title, and do you like this two-lake format?
It is tough. I mean, there's good and bad bits, but I'd love to. I just love barra fishing. I love the competitiveness. I'd love to come back, but it's just a time thing, just to see whether we can get here or not.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd suggest give the young fella some time off next year and get the other young fella working for you again.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to get you to commit on film.
He's going bike riding next week, so yeah.
There you go. So it all works out in the Schwerin family. The concrete gets put down, the trophies get won, the work gets done. We hopefully see him here next year to defend their title at the Venom Rods BARRA Australian Open.